this October 3rd Caddo Parish Commission work session meeting to order. Roll call, please, Mr. Clerk.
Dominic, Johnson, Pearson, Lynn, Bowman, Baker, Lynch, Escaday, Thibodeau, Cox, Smith, Epperson.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mr. President.
Okay. I'd like to ask Commissioner Johnson to lead us in the invocation and Commissioner Thibodeau to lead us in the pledge, please.
Heavenly Father, thank you for your blessings and your mercy. Thank you for the men and women that serve overseas and on present land, and bless them that they would continue to give us the freedom that we have every day. Thank you for the citizens of Caddo parishes and the work staff of the parish as well. We thank you for giving us grace and mercy, and in this, we thank you for the ability to lead the constituents of Caddo Parish in a day-to-day manner. In these names we ask in your Son Jesus' name.
Amen.
Join me in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Are there any agenda additions? Okay, no agenda additions. At this time, I would like to make it known that if there's any citizen here that would like to address the commission on any item that's not on the agenda for public hearing, you may fill out a card in the foyer and get it to the podium, and you will be recognized at that particular time. As of this point, I have no cards. Next order, please, Mr. Clerk.
Next, we move to reports. Administration report.
Yes, sir. I have two items. Good afternoon, Commissioners. I just want to make you all aware that we did receive notification that we will be receiving the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award from the GOFAO Association for Government Financial Accounting. And when we get the plaque, I'll bring Ms. Erica and her staff before you all and make a formal presentation. The other item we have for you, I know there's a requirement for you all to have ethics training. And I know a couple of y'all, Commissioner Bowman and Mr. Epperson, have received theirs already on their computers at home. And there is a way you can get that training at home, on your home computer. So Ms. Cheryl will be in the back, in your little area back here, your newly constructed area, to show you how to access that online so that at your convenience you can go at home and do it. And you won't have to make a trip to Baton Rouge to get that certification training. Okay? Yes, ma'am?
Can I ask him a question?
Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry. This is a 1 year, we have to do this every year now?
I believe so.
Every year.
And next year, everyone, even all employees, will have to have that ethics training. So we just move into an online tutorial type process that will allow you to go through it, complete it, and print out a certificate, and we just put it on your file upstairs in the HR office.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Escaday?
I've already done it online. It's 3 parts, about 20 minutes each part. It's real easy. You didn't really have to listen to it. I'd let it play on the computer while I was watching TV. After each part, you answer 2 or 3 questions, and if you get them all wrong, you still pass, so it's not really hard. I got them right, by the way, but anyway, it's not that big a deal is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
It's just a matter of convenience, so you would have to go sit in some class.
That's right.
So if you like that information, we'll be available after the meeting. And that concludes my report for today.
Okay. We have Ms. Bowman.
Yeah, John, how many did you miss?
I didn't miss
Oh,
any.
tell the truth.
I'm the most ethical person ever now.
I know, I missed about 3 of them.
He knows all the loopholes. You got to know it real well.
Well, that's what it was. It was kind of trick questions. Those 3, I said, okay, this is right. And then I changed my mind because that wouldn't seem right. And that's how I messed up on those 3. But excluding John, you can really get a little bit confused on there because even dealing with a mayor can serve. I thought it took 2 years after you've been in office before you could do business with the city. He can do business with the city immediately after his term because he would be employed remember they said as an employee.
The mayor can, but the councilman can't. Maybe
Right, but the councilman can't. And I said, well, wait a minute. So when I chose that one, it was wrong.
The end result is it's very easy, and like I said, you could get them all wrong and you still pass. They're not grading you. I think
Right.
the school board rule is must be that.
Social promotion, huh? Okay, Mrs. Lynn?
On September the 29th, the Caddo Parish Commission, Clay Walker, Woody Wilson, and myself with Charles Grubb met with the school board, Gerald Dawkins, Lillian Priest, and Reggie Abrams, the city of Shreveport, Oliver Jenkins, and with the district attorney, Charles Scott, and Mike Powell. And just working on the truancy issue, one of the things that happened was really quite a huge step forward. In the past, what had happened is the school board would send information on truant juveniles, 5 days truant, to the juvenile detention facility. The juvenile detention facility would then give that information to the agency at that time. The last one was BYJ. They would then take a letter drafted by Charles Scott, print on it, and then mail it out to the offending juvenile. And so there was a little bit of lag time in that. What Charles Scott and the school board agreed to do through memorandum form is that he is working with the school board, and this was the school board's idea, to put all of that information that was on the letter and put it into their JPAM system so that as soon as a child is 5 days late, they get electronic notice through every single means available, through all of their internet or email or texting on their phone, and then calling whatever phone numbers that they have available with a message from Charles Scott. We have scheduled another meeting on Wednesday, October the 26th at the school board itself to see the progress that they have made with that, and at that time, we will address the issue of the 50% that don't show up for the mass conference, which is what this message will send out, and how we're going to notify those students that you cannot reach by the JPAM system that they are in violation of the law by being truant. And so we had a very positive meeting, and I want to congratulate, number one, the school board, and of course Charles Scott for stepping up to the plate and really overcoming something that after they said it all seemed real easy. That's all.
Okay. Any more communiques or committee reports? Communiques or committee reports? Okay. Next order, please, Mr. Clerk.
President's report at this time.
I have nothing today, sir. Thank you.
We'll move to, no old business, we'll move to new business. Have ordinance number 5131 of 2011, amending the budget of estimate revenues and expenditures for the capital outlay fund in the amount of $503,100,000 for the purchase of a parking garage on Crockett Street.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Escaday, seconded by Commissioner Baker. Any discussion? Okay. I will move forward to Thursday's agenda, please. Vote. That moves forward. Yes,
Ordinance
sir.
number 5132 of 2011 to amend Article 6, Section 26182, Schedule A, speed limits of Caddo Parish Code of Ordinances, decrease the speed limit on portion of Albany Road from 35 to 25 miles per hour.
Move the third.
Moved by Commissioner Johnson, seconded by Commissioner Dominique. Any discussion? We have Ms. Bowman on the discussion.
For my benefit, why are we doing this? Because did everybody read that editorial yesterday, and the man was talking about Caddo Parish and his rights, and the fact that we impose all of these, we're acting like the city of Shreveport. Did any of you read that?
Yeah, so
He was from Florida, and I was like, that's not in Caddo Parish.
Well,
I read it. Okay, go ahead, Jim.
Ms. Bowman, to answer your question, it's not a very safe road as it is. We probably should have looked at this some time ago, but what is bringing this to a head right now is Albany Road. Actually, if you drive out right there right now, they're constructing a bridge over I-49. which will be open whenever, I don't know when, but the bridge is under construction. In doing that, they are straightening out a very curvy portion of the road because, of course, the bridge is going to be straight. And we just feel like, as a matter of safety, that it needs to be brought down to 25 because people are going to be coming off that straight stretch and they're really going to be booking, and it's not going to be safe.
Bus stop for two.
Well, I just need
We're leaving the first 8/10 of the mile alone because it's just dead straight. The road's sufficient, but when you get back up in there a little bit, if any of you have driven down Albany Road, I mean, there's some spots that barely 2 cars can get by.
Well, Jimmy Kubion just might drive that way and ask me a question. At least I know how to answer it.
There you go. Tell him to go up there. It's a beautiful view of I-49.
Thank you.
All right, that's it? Okay, we'll vote to advance this item to Thursday's agenda, please. That advances to Thursday. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Ordinance number 5133 to amend Chapter 32 of the Code of Ordinances of the Parish of Caddo to enact Section 3260 to designate Caddo Lake Dam and Wallace Lake Dam as an area closed from dusk till dawn.
Move to Thursday.
Moved by Commissioner Dominique, second by Commissioner Thibodeau. Any discussion?
Yeah,
We have, one moment, we have Mr. Escaday and Mr. Dominique. Since Mr. Dominique was the maker, we'll
I'd like to ask
have him first.
Mr. Raymond to come up and explain this to us. I haven't had a chance to talk to you about this, Larry, but I'm sure you've done a study and you have a recommendation on this, and just wanted to hear what you had to say.
Yes, sir. We were approached by a park ranger with the Corps of Engineers, Mr. Joey Minter, last year, as a matter of fact. And he asked us if the parish would pass an ordinance to this effect. Basically, they already have a sign up there, and according to, they have the authority to set this type of thing at their sites. But I think he was advised by one of the deputies that helps enforce the law out there that they really need a parish ordinance, for them to be able to enforce it. And Charles Grubb and I did meet with the sheriff on several occasions about this and talk about it. And this is very similar to what we have in many of our parks, where we have a curfew, except parks that are on lakes. If they're actively involved in fishing, they're allowed to do that. But any other activity after dark, there's really no need for them to be there. So this was a request by the Corps of Engineers.
And the sheriff's okay with this?
As far as I know, yes, sir.
And so someone's up at one of these dams and they're actually fishing on the bank after dark.
That's
okay.
permitted.
It's okay, but I guess it's keep kids and
If
people
they're just
running
in the car
around.
and really not doing anything there's really no reason to be at the sites unless they're fishing. And so this allows a deputy to ask them to leave, and they'll have an ordinance to back it up.
Okay, that's it.
That's all I have.
All right, we have Mr. Escaday. You needed Mr.
Where do young people go to hang out now?
Larry said he in the car.
That boardwalk. That it? That's okay. All righty, we'll vote to advance to Thursday to stop the naked in the park.
Time to change, kids.
Okay, that advances to Thursday. They don't neck no more.
Not in the park, apparently.
Oh, okay.
They turning on the stars and no moon.
Okay. Next order, Mr. Clerk.
Resolution number 46 of 2011, committing community water enrichment fund monies in the amount of $250,000 to pay all engineering and administrative fees associated with the LCDBG application for the Bell to Gill Water Project in North Caddo Parish.
So move to
Second.
Thursday.
Moved by Commissioner Dominique,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Lynch. Any discussion? Not, we'll vote to advance to Thursday. That item advances. Thank you. Next, Mr. Clerk.
Authorized travel for commissioners to attend the Intercity Economic Development Site visit with Mayor Glover and a delegation of city, parish, community, and business leaders from Caddo Shreveport to Oklahoma City, October 16th through 18th.
So move.
Moved by Commissioner Baker,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Bowman. Any discussion? Commissioner Bowman?
Just one thing. I know I won't be able to go because it interfere with my treatments. But I would appreciate it if you look into those issues, for instance, especially in Queensboro and other areas, you know, and see what they do differently than that can help us.
Okay.
Okay, and I would like to state that I won't be able to attend either. Of course, I'm busy. A little way but I would ask that you all would look into the, where they call it, county as well as the urban areas. And if you see some entities, say like my district, half urban, half county, see what they got there and bring us back a good report. Okay, we'll advance to Thursday, please. Next order, Mr. Clerk, please.
Authorize travel Commissioners Baker and Lynch to attend the NACO Annual Loose Retreat in Palm Beach, Florida.
Luck. So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Lynch, seconded by Commissioner Baker. Any discussion?
Larger County.
We have Ms. Lynch.
I was going to say that some people may be wondering why I put this back on the agenda this week. And I'm just one of these folks, and I was told this by my bishop when I was in college, that there were a lot of, conversations going on about, whether you were Baptist or whether you were Methodist or so on and so forth. And he didn't really believe in people who said that they were Christian not being able to learn from other religions and other faiths. And so we became engaged with another Christian group that was a little different from the denomination that I belonged to. And one of the things that he told us, he said, now you don't have to go and join them, Stephanie, but you go and get the information and come back and bring it back to help make your church and your denomination better. One of the issues that we're faced with here in Shreveport and in Caddo Parish is that we have quite a few of our young folks, and I still consider myself young, that feel that they have to leave our area permanently because they don't feel that it's progressive enough. And I've done that. I left here when I was 17. I left again when I was 27. And I think I left again somewhere after that when I lived in Austin and lived in San Antonio 2 separate occasions. Was in Lafayette for a while. But in coming back, I think it was at the end of 96, first of 97, one thing I guess that always bothered me when I lived in those other places, and I loved San Antonio and I loved Austin, living there. But it always bothered me that I was somewhere else, kind of in a strange land, using my talents and abilities to help make other communities better. And then when I would come home, I would see some of the same things, unchanged here in Shreveport. So in the process of time and in being involved with the commission and some other boards and what have you, where I got a chance to go, and remembering what Bishop Winbush said to me, you go and you bring back to make your community better. I no longer feel like I have to leave to be progressive, but that I can go and get information, learn things, and be able to bring that back. If we're honest with ourselves, most of the progress, and people still say Louisiana and Shreveport is 20 years behind, but if we're honest, everything that we've done as a community to progress, we've modeled after getting that information somewhere else. I mean, we can just go down the line, but it's been somebody bringing it back and implementing it here. When we have tried to bring other people from other places, that has not really worked that well. But what has worked is our folks being able to go and come back and bring that information to make our communities better. I think there was, and I've made this report as well, that Caddo Parish, and Woody can attest to this, and those that are familiar with NACO and even at the state level, the state of Louisiana Police Jury Association is very well respected throughout this country. Very well respected because of the leadership that is on the board there. Caddo Parish, as a part of the Police Jury Association, and separately, is very well respected and regarded within the National Association of Counties. That didn't start with us. It started with the folks that were going even before I came on the commission. But certainly, we have, followed in your footsteps, Joyce, because when I came, that was one of the first things that Bob Brown said to me, you have to go to NACO and be involved, and others did as well. And we have more presidential appointments in leadership at NACO than any other parish in the state of Louisiana. And I think that's, speaks of the level of leadership that's homegrown here. Some may question, why is it in Florida? Well, first, they have to have a commissioner that's willing to host the conference and take on the responsibility of working with the hotels and their convention folks. We've gone through that, so you all understand that. Some of the folks are from the northern part of the country. They like to go somewhere where it's a little warmer. But mainly it's driven by who's willing to host, as well as where they can get sponsors. There's no registration fee. They try to get the hotels down as low as they can in some of these areas, and they're able to do that because people in those communities are willing to invest to have that done. And so that's why I'm putting this back here. I don't want anybody to think that there have been times this year in particular that I've traveled to Washington, D.C. as a member of NACO's leadership team at my own expense. It's not just all on the parish. I've been there twice this year. In December of last year, I had to do a report before the NACO board because one of the committees that I chair is a standing committee of the board. I paid to go to that trip. 2 years ago for a LUP meeting that was in Los Angeles, I paid to go to that trip because I thought it was important for me to be there and to get the information. And I know that I cannot tax this body and the citizens of Caddo Parish for all that is required to be in these positions sometimes, or even to go and get the information. So I have done that on several occasions, and so I'm just asking that you all, and there has not been a time that I have not brought something back, whether that's been through a committee process, whether that's been sending Mr. Wilson an email. He probably hates every time the NACO news comes out because he usually gets an email for me because I'm always looking for something to help make us better. And there have been times when I've even called from the conference when I hear something or made aware of something to see what we're doing and to make sure they get that information. And so I just wanted to bring that to you all's attention, and I hope that you all will support advancing this to Thursday. Thank you.
Mr. Thibodeau?
This had failed the first time it was up because the travel's just gotten out of hand, and I don't know that I can agree with everything that was said. I personally have not seen any really bang from the buck of going to these things. I haven't seen anything significantly change in this district, and to assume that I don't think you can always assume that other places are doing things better than we are. I think that probably other places should be coming here in some cases to see how we run this commission, because I think we do a pretty good job. So I can't support it for the same reason I couldn't support it last time. The travel's just gotten out of hand.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. All right, seeing no further requests for discussion, we will vote to advance the Thursday's meeting. Let's see what we got. At 5-5, did you?
Yeah, 5-5.
What was that, 5-5?
5-5, yes.
Okay, that fails. Okay. All right, Mr. Clerk, consent agenda, huh?
That's it, sir.
Mr. Escobar, you get the honors today.
And we adjourn. Thank you.
Now I got a call.